With the upcoming Batman vs. Superman film coming in 2016, director Zack Snyder recently talked about how Batman came to be involved with the project. He said the following: "After Man of Steel finished and we started talking about what would be in the next movie, I started subtly mentioning that it would be cool if he faced Batman. In the first meeting it was like, maybe Batman, you know, who to fight next. The problem is once you say it out loud, then it's kind of hard to go back, right? Once you say, what about Batman, then you realize, okay, that's a cool idea, what else? I mean, what do you say after that?" John, what do you think of Snyder's comments?
Well, there's a couple of things. Number one, he's absolutely right. I mean, once you throw the Batman word out there, where do you go from there? There's no going back. Like, once you air it out and put it into the ether, Superman and Batman together on film for the first time in history, then there's no going back. Anything else would just pale by comparison. I like that in these comments, too, he really does confirm that this is Batman facing off against Superman. Because a lot of people have been trying to say, no, they're not going to fight each other. They're both good guys. They're not going to do that. And I keep trying to explain to them, look, Snyder himself said at Comic-Con, this is going to be this guy versus this guy. This is what's going to happen. And with these comments, and when you read his other comments as well from the same interview, he really does affirm that these guys are going to be fighting. They're squaring off against each other. Another neat thing he said in his comments that aren't in our quote that we put up there was he started talking about how the costumes are done. He loves seeing them, and he was asked, when are the fans going to get to see the new Batman costume, the new take on the Superman costume, the Wonder Woman outfit? And he said something pretty interesting. It was basically, and I'm paraphrasing, but it was something along the lines of, that's not his call to make. He says, he says, right now, I am in my office looking at these things, and they're awesome to see the Batman and the Superman costume, live action, first time ever. It's amazing. I want to send it out to the internet right now. He goes, but I'm not allowed to do that. It's not my call. And I think a lot of people forget that when you have a monstrous property like this is going to be a crown jewel for Warner Brothers. Zack Snyder doesn't have as much power as you might think he does. I try to tell some people, Zack Snyder handpicked Gal Gadot. No, he didn't. that was of higher power people who know that they got a long-term plan. They want to use Wonder Woman for 8 different films. They're not going to solely put the casting decision on that in the guy who's directing this one. But he's absolutely right. Once again, once you speak it, it's what fans have wanted forever. And no matter what you think of what Warner Brothers and DC has done, no matter what you thought about Green Lantern, no matter if you're somebody who for whatever crazy reason didn't love Man of Steel, because I did, you still have to be geeked out about the possibility of Batman and Superman. So it's cool to hear that. Anyway, you heard his comments. What did you think?
As far as everything you said in regards to be excited that it's Batman versus Superman, yeah, how do you not be excited that it's Batman versus Superman? But any other reason to kind of confirm that, yeah, it's going to be Batman versus Superman is the way they announced it at Comic-Con by quoting.
Oh, yeah.
It was the Batman quote as far as like, Bruce, remember the only guy that beat, Clark, the only guy that beat you?
Yeah.
Me.
I want you to remember my hand at your throat.
Right.
I mean, ugh.
What scares me about these comments is, again, and I know that we hear it all the time, it's what Marvel does right and what DC does wrong is, they're in the meeting after Man of Steel and they're going, how about Batman? They should have a clear-cut vision of where they are going. Not, hey, maybe you should fight Darth Vader next. It's like, no, where it is going. I hope that they now do that too, because sometimes like, oh yeah, and then we're just gonna throw Wonder Woman in there and maybe we can cast a new Green Lantern, throw him in there too. I don't want it to just be off-the-wall crazy stuff. I want it to be a plan, because a plan means that we're gonna get quality stuff. Everyone's gonna go see this movie. Everyone. But if it stinks, no one's gonna see part 2.
No, and you remember the comments from David Goyer last week or the week before? David Goyer was being interviewed, and we talked about this on the show, and David Goyer said, yeah, there's not really a plan for Justice League right now. We're not playing. We're just going to do this next movie and see how it goes. And that has been the frustrating thing for me about the way Warner Brothers has been handling their properties. Not exhibiting any confidence. I've said that a million times. It's like, you know what? You're making this Man of Steel 2. Believe in it. Believe it's going to be good. Believe it's going to be a hit, and start planning now accordingly. Not with all this, oh, let's be careful. Let's wait till it's done and then kind of judge where we're going to go.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Kevin Feige, 2026.
Right.
We're up to. It's like, come on, guys.
We'll put Captain America 3 against us. We don't care. If we lose money, it doesn't matter, because it's going to further our story. We know where our story is going from this.
Exactly.
Where's your story going? We don't know yet. know what where your story's going. That's it.
You have Batman, and here's the thing. I trounce on the way Warner Brothers handles DC quite a bit. But the reality is this, and this is what Warner Brothers needs to realize. As great as all the Marvel films are doing, and as awesome as the Avengers is, and this whole DC cinematic universe, you, Warner Brothers, have the two most iconic superheroes in the history of any medium. You have Batman, you have Superman. Now, no matter what Marvel does, you can always come back and say, yeah, we got Batman and we got Superman. So act like it. Act like it. You've got the two biggest bullets in your gun. Act like it. Bully Marvel a little bit. Like just start believing in yourself. For heaven's sakes, Man of Steel was awesome. Believe in it. Believe you're going in the right direction. And start putting some plans together instead of this little frail, oh, we don't know what's going to happen. Let's sit around and wait. Yeah. It's frustrating. Very frustrating.
Hey, everyone. If you like this video, click that thumbs up button and make sure to subscribe to our AMC Movie News YouTube channel. It's free and helps you stay up to date with all the latest movie news, as well as our daily AMC movie talk show. Also, make sure that you follow us on Facebook and Twitter to stay up to date with all of our special promotions, contests, and prize giveaways.